Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time with Terra Invicta in our resistance run continued. It looks like they're going to bounce around all the places on Mars and blow it up, which is not great. I happen to have the ability to build tier 3 here at Mars, so we'll just backfill those, and hopefully they calm down after a little while. And or I suppose they'll find the place where I'm actually building the abs from. I think they're just blowing up all the ones that don't have any battle stations at them. There's no point in putting the core there until they stop blowing them up at the moment, so. Got our control points back in India, although it's going to take a long time to properly fix the place. Again, we're still getting enough via trade that I'm not super panicking that we're losing a bunch of stuff at Mars, although it's definitely affecting our income. I'm going to play this part a little bit long because I want to see these guys actually fight something, so we've got to wait until they get to Earth so they can pick a fight. Okay. Arriving at the location, start bombarding the next location. Blow up the core. I have some suspicions that might literally just be threading around the ones we're replacing as they're blowing them up. At this point, because I'm not seeing the volatiles change very much. So if they're just doing donuts around the ones that they blow them up and I replace them, then that's what they're doing. And that ties up an alien fleet, that ties up an alien fleet. And this is global climate change being mean. I don't have the money to do that. So, China's having a GDP drop. Okay, so that's more ships finishing out in Mercury. So we want to queue up some additional. What did I actually just have finish before I just put random stuff in? Oil, laser, and 2 BDs. We got 2 more lasers. We got 3 more lasers, so that's the lasers I'm going to coil. So we probably want 2 more coils. And I suppose probably start working on the next batch, which will be another flag and another PD. North Korean year run has a risk cohesion of negative 6.75 after I had a coup and became neutral again. Never seen it so low. I think it's just permanently free-barred. Yeah, it's very easy for the AI to screw North Korea up. Because North Korea can only have 1 army. There's an argument in real life that Korea is stabilized, not because the cohesion's decent, but because it's just got an army. And it's authoritarian. It has more than 1 army IRL. Oh yeah, I think they're just doing donuts around the Mars bases that I keep replacing every time they blow them up. Oh, they actually hit one there that actually has a mining complex. That affects our volatile income. What's even funny is the coup made them more democratic. Yeah, it depends on who's cooing them, whether or not the democracy goes up or down. And it's a little bit of RNG both ways. Alien fleet launches low Earth orbit. And they're still bombarding stuff around Mars. Oh, they're going after Mexico again. So this is one of the fleets we want to not let land. They've got assault carriers. We have a fleet ready to intercept. It can arrive a little bit slower than 4 hours, although, yeah, might as well save the Delta V. And of course, this is in the next council action. Yeah, that's going to be hard to keep stable. That's because, like, cohesion's gotten terrible. Yeah, and GDP losses is starting to stack up here because we haven't been able to deal with other problems. And I don't have the resources right now to actually properly fix China. Unlike America, where we've managed to get it properly fixed. And we're going to engage in this fight. So we're not going to let these assault carriers land, obviously. So this is, well, except maybe the frigate, these are going to mostly be line ships. We're going to mix of torpedo and missile battleships here. Send 3 torpedoes after the frigate. We'll take 2 torpedoes and a missile after the Titan. We'll put another missile after the Titan. And then 3 each for the assault carriers in the back. And we do have laser cannons, ultraviolet laser cannons, if the missiles fail. Maybe an argument that we should burn some thrust to get moving quicker to the assault carriers in the back. You know, these are obviously old missile and torpedo cruisers. Well, battleships, but old ships in comparison to the Titans we're trying to build. So this doesn't really tell us if the Titans are going to do any good, but we'll see these guys punch down real well. There goes the frigate. We aren't completely immune. These guys only have like 60 frontal armor. There goes the Titan. And there's probably enough carry through that if... Well, we got more missiles firing off at the assault carriers. The assault carriers are probably pretty screwed. At least the alien administration will not be getting any reinforcements from space, let's say. Oh, those torpedoes coming down from leftover from trying to kill a frigate, I think. Torpedoes in there. Ability to re-engage new targets. Although here's the missile showing off my missiles are better against point defense. There's not going to be enough point defense to stop that. They may try. And successful engagement. See, 13 of these ships can engage 4 and take no casualties. Though, we got a little bit closer. One of the torpedo ships took a little bit too much damage. Which is one of the reasons we want to go to better armor. Which is what the Titans are wielding. You want to keep, obviously, buying the volatiles, because we need them. How long until the Titans get here so we can do a test run of the Titans? 19th of September, so they're arriving soon. Okay, so we have enough to control quite a bit more of Earth. Start working on Greater North America, so we can merge things into the stable one of our members. Oh, 18th of... I thought that was arriving earlier. I may have misread that. Oh, and we're having problems with Mexico. Okay. to send people to go take our Mexico points back. Instead of stabilizing China. Okay, I'll just leave you where you are for the moment. Though we want to keep the shipyard going if we can, although that's going to be harder and harder to do. We're not quite enough volatiles now anymore to keep the ship construction going. Where in construction? 740 of flag, coil, laser, PD, PD, PD. Laser. So I think we had the whole fleet there, right? So that was a laser. That was a laser, so it's like one more. Flag, PD, PD. Okay, so then this would be following the trend to be a laser. Which obviously is going to be delayed by volatiles. Okay, who are you contacting? Cabo Song. So we want to send you to contact Cabo Song. So that we can send you to do Purge. Oh, that's actually quite expensive for Purge, although we don't want them taking over Mexico. So we'll pay that expensive one. 74% chance for Crackdown. Send you in with a Purge on the Executive. And you can keep trying to keep China from completely exploding. You should actually be enough to keep it stable at its current level. I need 2 to get it to improve. I need only 1 to keep it stable. And cohesion should, in theory, be growing again, although not by much. I'll come back to you. Well, not really with these for the moment. We'll just... I'm going to try to get to seeing if how the Titans work. Which means we need to get to December, so these guys are here refueled, so we can go after one of the fleets around Earth, probably. Space Defense online. Okay, successful crackdown. Failed to purge. Rolled 96 against 92. Shame. You're almost done with Z-Pinch. See what they do after Z-Pinch. They're starting to run out of things to do, I suppose. And then climate change mitigation. We're slowly working through it. Be 19th of May. Okay. So, we're basically just waiting for December. These will arrive, they'll refuel pretty quickly, and we'll attack something. So this episode's running long. Because I've got something I want to finish. Crackdown successful in Mexico. And then the purge should go off of that as a hitch.
When I was a kid, the threat of nuclear Armageddon was on every front page, every day. So forgive me if I get just a tiny bit anxious when you tell me that our best hope of sailing the stars is staging nuclear explosions inside our spacecraft. Commander Fiona Ayawade, Secure Correspondence.
And of course they do antimatter. I think this was the only thing left to choose anyway, so they picked this. This is why I'm not really carrying on the globals of what's being picked right now. We'll try to keep control of like one slot, and otherwise not care too much, I think, at this point with the globals. We're almost there with like the endgame drives. The purge went off, that's good to see. Again, we're trying to fix the problems with Mexico before it causes too much problems emerging into the United States. Okay, so we can send you off to go do something else. And we lost the executive, so we're gonna have to wait another 130 days before we can integrate it into the United States anyway. Actually, we'll probably have you do the purge so we can send the other one off to try to stabilize China a bit. +3 cohesion from autocracy reduced by unrest. Okay. Maybe I should go back into cut this episode into 2 for YouTube, which means Twitch is getting a longer break. Yeah, probably go back and cut this one to 2 for YouTube. Because it's probably going to be out 2 hours by the time we're done. Because I want to see these Titans in action. Oh, they're coming for us. Oh, we're not at the International Space Station. Did not realize that. We're at Roll-It Station. Do I want to send this to intercept that fleet? I think the answer is no, actually. Although that's going to be a little bit of a interesting problem for this, because they were going there. Although I suppose if they're still there when they get there, that'll be our fight. No, they're going to a different station. Okay, now they're coming for us. We're not going to run away. If they're going to come for us, they're going to come for us. And again, I don't think this is a fleet battle. There's maybe an argument I should fight this. I suspect I'd be able to get some kills, but I'm only going to get some kills. Whereas the auto-resolve is going to do whatever the auto-resolve is going to do. Well, except I'm going to hit the auto-resolve because I just don't want to fight that battle. Anyhow, I assume with our level of missiles here, we'd get some kills, not absolutely nothing, but... But the obsolete ships are obsolete. There goes another point being lost in Mexico. Apparently I've procrastinated too long doing Mega Nation, so I'm just getting weird situations like this where nations I want to merge into my stable Mega Nation are too unstable to actually get merged into the nation. In Twitch chat saying they're siding with Fiona on that last anti-matter attack descriptor. Which, if you grew up with nuclear bombs, that's probably how you feel. That makes total sense. Yeah, and he's setting nukes off inside a spaceship. Well, to be fair, our faction at this point has been riding the proverbial H-bomb for a couple battles, so... We've mostly been sending them off outside the ship. Let me attempt to neutralize that point failed, and... Okay. Ship has arrived. Wait, has arrived. Granted, it needs to go to a different station to do refuel, and it should do the refuel before it goes into battle. They've blown up all my research stations at all our locations. Okay. So we're very quickly gonna just toss up a small solar panel and a space dock so we can actually refuel before we go into battle. But I've let Earth get so devastated at this point that there's actually not really anything up here to defend. In Twitch chat saying, whoever voice acted did a really fabulous job of conveying emotions. Yeah, a lot of the characters are very well voiced. Of course, that means I need to wait another 30 days to get refueled. Or they're just gonna come for us. We're gonna find out how well this fleet fights now. We're not gonna resolve this, we're gonna fight it. There's a argument here. That we actually start off running away. As weird as that sounds. How do you maneuver nodes? Okay, that's not working very well. Okay, now we're actually some nodes here. Apparently these guys don't accelerate very fast, which is fine. Okay. So let's do some target assignment. One of my Titans didn't even get in here. 3, 6, 7, 3, 6, 9, 10. Oh, it must have had 11 ships. But I only brought 10. So there's a coil. Did only one of my coils get in here? Lots of laser class ones. Okay, we might have some different problems. Because my coil is... I've got one coil here that isn't in reserve. Okay, so we don't actually have any good anti-big ship. Slight problem. Okay, you start shooting the Titan. The laser ones are all rocking, you know, lasers. Okay, so the big problem we got right now is we're complete stationary, which I maybe should have started with some velocity. Although we'll see how successful these things are at tearing the enemy off. The lasers at least got some plasma batteries. We should be able to slowly cut them up. I think I built too many lasers and not enough coils. Got my balance screwed up. Just a little bit of a mistake if that's the case. You can just see the potential to actually delete things with the lasers. It's almost a max range on the lasers, and we did pretty good damage to it. Was the coil one the only one to blow up? Of course it was. Where? Oh, you're off behind us. You're up there, okay. Okay, front alarm is doing decent. Granted, their front alarm is doing decent as well, so... Because I got the wrong balance to laser to coils, we don't have anything to deal with the line ships. We do decent work on the flanks, but... I don't really have anything to deal with the line ships here with just lasers. And there's a lot of line ships. Yeah, so if you know what we're looking at, you're probably seeing why this concept is, if properly designed, maybe quite effective. Because we're obviously, from an armor standpoint, holding up decently well, although we're massively outnumbered. And we are slowly converting enemy ships into combat-incapable ones. Just slowly converting them to combat-incapable, and converting them into a combat-incapable at an appreciable rate is a little bit of an issue. Apparently I got my coil to not coil ships balance wrong. We didn't bring enough coils, so we didn't have enough to take any of the big ships out before they got too close. And we had too much to bring up the flankers. Actually scored a kill there. It's a real slugfest. Yeah. These are kind of meant for this sort of slugfest, so they're actually somehow handling it to some degree. We're definitely taking an uncomfortable amount of damage. Yeah, if the alien administration has xenofighters, they'll field them. Oh, of course, the coil ship that's coming in the rear has lost the coil gun. Slowly cutting our way through the enemy formation. Well, we win. This will have at least been a decent exchange. As tough as it has been to fight this battle. Are they trying to ram me? No, this is just the wall ships and how they normally maneuver. They move at you and then move through you. And then if they want to keep going, keep engaging you, they'll turn around and come back through you again. They don't think that. The AI isn't that specialized yet to recognize they're going to lose. And in fact, arguably from a fleet power balance, they thought they were going to win for the longest time. Now it's just the enemy titans. Oh. The coil ship has lost all weapons. The Exofighter is apparently potentially going to score a kill. Because everything else right now is focusing on the Titan. And isn't turning around right now to go save the coil Titan. And we have barely won the battle. Yeah, it was very going to be much be death by 1,000 cuts if it did successfully destroy the Titan. It managed to tank out the only gun left on the ship as I was about to tell it to start firing on it. So that is a very high damage victory there. So we recovered 1.7 thousand volatiles, 2.3 thousand metal, half a thousand noble metals, and just over 100 exotics, for the cost of one ship and a lot damaged. The fleet is available for action, although the only place that's going to have a dock anytime soon is where it is, so it might as well just stay where it is. And we lost the control point somewhere to Exodus as we continue to suffer from the pain of one apparent misclick forever ago. Alien fleet launches for low Earth orbit, so if it comes for our fleet, we're going to have a bad day, because I don't think our fleet is very combat capable anymore. And we lost a point in Mexico, because apparently I can't have any nice things at this point. Doesn't won through blood. Probably welfare. Okay, well this is where I'm going to go ahead and end this part, and probably end the stream. Can't I just send the Exorcist an apology letter? We've been trying. They're not accepting. We're sort of in a state of neutrality, Cold War. They're supplying like the vast majority of our exotics to build our ships, but at the same time they don't recognize our possessions on Earth. So yeah, this is where we're going to go ahead and end this part and probably end the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, I probably went ahead and cut this part into 2 because it's coming up on 2 hours, and I'm trying to keep the parts here for 1 hour, so we're going to cut it into 2. I can remember. If you're watching on Twitch, this is where the stream is going to end, but let me bring up the schedule and I'll talk about the schedule coming up. Right now I'm going to be streaming on a 3-game, 3-day schedule. So yesterday was Field of Glory Empires. Today was Terra Invicta. Tomorrow will be Shadow Empire. Monday will be Field of Glory Empires again. We'll be streaming this again on Tuesday, and then Wednesday will be Shadow Empire. Maybe the schedule will start to change around Wednesday. It depends upon how much progress we make in Field of Glory in this over the next couple days. If you have any last comments that you want to get responded to while the stream is live, now is probably a good time to get them responded to. If you aren't watching live, probably the best place to go leave it is over on YouTube, because that's better for asynchronous commenting. And one of the Twitch viewers saying, "Oh, I own Shadow Empire, and it's an interesting niche game." Yeah, I like it. I'm doing a self-imposed challenge where I min-rolled the population on the planet, so we're having a little bit of interesting time trying to take over a planet with less than 1 million people on it at GameStar. So I don't have very many people, and I have the majority of the population on that planet at the moment, or plurality of the people on the planet at the moment. So that's an interesting niche game, and that's an interesting niche game in Shadow Empire, I'd argue as well. So yeah, that's the upcoming schedule. I hope everyone has been enjoying it and will enjoy future parts. So for YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.